They used to just stand there. Plastic. Harmless. But now, every night, they move closer to my house. And tonight, one of them knocked on my door. Halloween in my neighborhood is a big deal. Every house on the block competes for the best decorations, lights, skeletons, animatronics, the works. It's the kind of place where people start stringing up fake cobwebs in mid-September. Me? I wasn't much into it. I'd just moved in, small house at the end of the cul-de-sac, across from a retired couple named the Websters. They were sweet, always waving, always chatting, and their Halloween display was legendary. They had everything: a 12-foot skeleton towering over the yard, a fog machine that ran every night, and a row of plastic trick-or-treaters, little kids in costumes, frozen mid-step on the walkway. There was a ghost, a vampire, a clown, a witch, each with these big, exaggerated smiles. The kind that looked funny during the day, but at night, with that faint orange glow from the pumpkins, it looked wrong, like their smiles were too wide, too human. Still, I brushed it off. Everyone on the block loved it, and the Websters were proud. They even told me. Every year, we add one more to the collection. The first time I noticed something off, it was small. I came home late from work, around 11 p.m., and saw that one of the decorations had shifted. The clown. It wasn't facing the street anymore. It was facing my house. I figured maybe the wind knocked it around. But the next night, the witch had turned too. And the ghost. All of them, slowly, night by night, turning toward me. By the fifth night, they weren't even on the Websters' lawn anymore. They were lined up along the curb, like they'd walked there. I went across the street the next morning to ask about it. Mr. Webster just smiled and said, "Oh, they do that sometimes. The fog machine must have pushed them over." But the fog machine wasn't even on that night. That's when I started keeping an eye on them. Every night before bed, I'd peek through the blinds, check their positions. And every night they were closer. 2 feet, then 1, then standing right at the edge of my driveway. The fog would roll in from their yard, thick, heavy, like it was crawling instead of floating. And sometimes, I thought I saw shapes in it. Shadows, moving between the figures. Then one night, I heard something. A soft tap, tap, tap against my window. I turned off the light, waited, nothing. But when I looked outside, the vampire was right under my window, its face tilted up toward me. Its plastic grin stretched wider than I remembered. I called the Websters right away. No answer. So I went over. Their porch light was off. No sound inside, but the front door was unlocked. I stepped in, calling their names, and immediately noticed the smell. Something sweet and rotten, like fruit left out too long. The living room was dark except for the flicker of the jack-o'-lanterns. And everywhere, plastic limbs, pieces of decoration scattered across the floor. But they weren't plastic anymore. They looked wet, soft. I crouched closer and realized that wasn't paint on the vampire's hand. It was blood. I stumbled back, and that's when I saw them, Mr. and Mrs. Webster, sitting upright on the couch, hands folded neatly in their laps. Their faces gone, just smooth, stretched skin where eyes and mouths should have been. Behind them, in the window, the silhouettes of the decorations, all lined up outside, staring in. That's when one of them moved. The ghost tilted its head, and then slowly it raised its hand and waved. I bolted out of there, ran across the street, straight to my house, locked every door, every window. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely think. I peeked out the blinds again and froze. They were gone, all of them. The lawn was empty. Then thud, From my porch, I crept toward the door, looked through the peephole. The witch was standing there, right at my door, grinning up at me. Behind her, all the others, spread across my yard, shoulder to shoulder. The clown, the ghost, the vampire, and new ones I hadn't seen before, faces I didn't recognize. They were breathing. I could see their chests rise and fall in the fog. And in the center of the yard, a new decoration, tall, still, wearing my clothes. It had my jacket, my jeans, and something pale stretched over its face. At first I thought it was a mask, until I saw the faint outline of a scar across its cheek. My scar. I backed away, shaking. My phone buzzed, unknown number. When I answered, there was just static. Then a whisper. "You're part of the collection now." The line went dead. I ran to the back door, but it wouldn't open. Something was holding it shut from outside. Then came the sound of footsteps, heavy, slow, on the front porch. Then another, and another, plastic scraping against wood. The doorknob started to turn. Once, twice, then stillness. And then I heard it, right outside the door. The faint sound of plastic creaking, like something trying to breathe. I woke up the next morning on the floor. I don't even remember passing out. The house was quiet. Sunlight was spilling through the windows. For a second, I thought maybe I'd imagined it all. Then I looked outside. Across the street, the Webster's house was gone. Just gone. The lawn was bare. No decorations. No fog. No house. But my front yard was full of them. Every single decoration, lined up neatly, still, and right in the middle, a new one, tall, still, wearing my jacket. Its face looked real, too real. It had my scar, my hair, my eyes. When I blinked, it blinked too. And that's when I realized something horrifying. I wasn't breathing. I couldn't move. I tried to scream, but no sound came out, because I was staring at the yard from behind glass, from inside the window, and outside the thing wearing my face slowly turned its head and smiled. Every night since then, it's been waving at the next house on the street. And soon, someone else will move. So if your decorations ever start to move on their own, don't look away, because once they turn toward you, it's already too late.